and welcome to Motosumo. My name is Ben Parsons, and I'm here ready to take you through your class today. I'm here in the lovely London, ready to take you through your class. It's a 45-minute endurance game. So basically in this class, I guide you through a sort of long, sustained effort. Basically, it's about endurance, it's about building that engine. It's about working on your cardiovascular, your sort of long-term work. Hello, everyone who's coming. Yes, B, yes, Sam, yes, Peaceful Yogi. People from all over the world, some wonderful names on the leaderboard right now. Remember, I want to be seeing those emojis, which brings me on to the fact that if you're doing this in the on-demand, you can also use emojis, but when you join our live classes, we can use those emojis to actually speak to each other, and that is the joy of it. Yes, B, what's up? So please jump on one of our live classes when you can. Come get interactive with us and let's have a bit of fun. Equally, team, if you're doing this in the gym right now and I'm on a big team display, you can also get involved and have a bit of fun with us as well by joining in, by downloading the app, by getting to one of our live classes as well. Last but not least, team, if you haven't already tried out our premium service, please do. There are so many amazing features which are there to help you out, there to keep you accountable, and also you don't need to see the adverts at the beginning and the end. So it's win-win all round. We've got a 7-day free trial. Now that we got that sorted, team, let's get involved. So remember, this is 45 minutes. I'm going to be guiding you through a nice long warm-up, getting you used to things. Remember, in this class, there are no proper breaks. There's sort of all active recovery. So it's about ticking over. The way we play this, and I will remind you of this as we go through it, you don't need to sort of smash it out. So the first half an hour, roughly, shouldn't feel too hard. It shouldn't feel easy. It's not an easy class, but it shouldn't feel too hard. But then it starts to really stack up, and by the time we get to those last sort of 10 minutes, last 10, 15 minutes, then it starts to work hard. Once again, hello to everyone. Let's see some emojis, team. How are we doing? Welcome, happy Thursday. For those that it is still Thursday. I'm gonna put some absolute bangers on, but remember the way we start all classes here at Motosumo is by bringing it all the way down to resistance 0. So I want every single one of you to lose every single drop of resistance on your bike right now, until it becomes super duper easy. Almost too easy, which it should be. Then what we do is we will add a little bit of resistance on, but that becomes your resistance 1. And we call this resistance 1 because there is a resistance 0, but we don't want to go there. Resistance 1 is where I want you right now. We go higher than this, but this is your sort of the bottom resistance. This is the easiest it's going to be during your classes. We're going to be spending time here, but for now, let's all align ourselves in that flat road, all in that resistance 1, before I put some absolute bangers on in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! So resistance 1, kind of like your flat road, whereas resistance 4, which is your top one, is like the steepest road you've ever ridden in your life. So you've got 4 main resistances. We give them numbers, so I can sort of shout out those numbers to you. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 main resistances right there. We can go in between them. There are little changes we can do as well, but you can do main block sort of changes from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So you've got those big changes as well. Sweet. The other main thing that we look at is your cadence. So basically your cadence is your speed. The faster you go, the higher that number is in your cadence meter, which is at the bottom of your screen. The lower that number is, the slower you're going as well. How's that sound? Pretty good? Great. I can also sort of use those colors because that color is sort of coordinated with grey being the lowest, but we're never going to be in grey. Blue is the next one, then you've got green, which a lot of us are in right now, then you've got yellow and red, which are your fast ones. So once again, I can either shout out colours or numbers to you as we go through. I'll sort of guide you through again in the warm-up, and the warm-up is a perfect time for you to figure out your numbers. More importantly, it's there for you to figure out your resistances. Because on some days, your resistance will feel different than other days, so on and so forth. That's how it works. But right now, as it is endurance, we're going to go straight into a 3-minute effort. Remember, there are no proper breaks here. I'm going to call this a proper break because I'm taking this super chilled. We're going to be lifting this energy up from the moment I say go, pretty much into the very end of this class. 3 minutes on the clock, resistance 1. We go in. 3, 2, 1, go! So I just need you to find that sweet little yellow zone for me. Just moving those legs. So what we're doing in this first one, you're sort of setting your pace. We're not pushing it too much. And the reason you're not doing that is because we're just getting warm. Some of you, especially those of you in the States, it's morning time. You may have just woken up. You may have not really moved today. Some other people, hey, I've worked out today. But I'm still, because I'm doing a sort of different form, I'm starting from that base point. So we're all starting from that beginning point and we're all gonna get warm together. So we're getting those muscles warm, we're getting the joints loosened up, we're starting to fire up and activate all those different muscles. For now, whilst you're pushing, I want you to roll your shoulders back and I want you to set yourself with those elbows in, gentle and those arms with your back nice and straight. Just like that. With your chest pushed through, able to breathe the whole time, core engaged, not crunched, but engaged. 15 seconds, all of us are just going to lift that energy up a little bit. And by that, I mean we're just going to go a little bit faster, nothing crazy. Adding between 3 to 5 onto your RPM. Have a look at your number now. Adding 3 to 5 in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You lot are smashing it. You lot are, literally every single one of you, between 3 to 5, just add it on. This is going to be a great class, I can already feel it. I can feel it. As we come towards the end of March, the first 3 months of the year are done. How have you found them? Flew by, didn't they? They've been alright. They've been pretty good actually. I turned 30 this beginning of this year. Quite a big milestone there. 3, 2, 1. Nice. We're gonna pull it back, but not all the way. Remember, you keep your legs moving a little bit. We're gonna go straight into a 2-minute effort. Pace faster in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So now we're starting to edge into your working zone. We're still in resistance 1. You're starting to edge into that working zone, that proper working zone. Earlier we were just getting warm. Yes, B. Yes, Sam. I see that red zone. Good, as we're still early on in this class, I want you to think about your goal, your intention of this class. We need to think about why you signed up for Motosumo, why you jumped on the bike today, why you exercise in general, all of those things. Some of them could be massive reasons, some of them could be very small. I want you to have that at the forefront of your mind during this class. Because there are long rounds, and because minds can drift, I want you to always have that focus. Even though when we're doing these long, sustained, and especially towards the end when it gets a little bit tougher, which it will, okay, for the final 30 seconds of this, we're going to lift that pace up again. Right, let's just do it on the drop. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can pull it back. Right, we're gonna come into a 3-minute round. We've already done one 3-minute round. We're gonna go 30-second changes. You're gonna go resistance 1 to 2, 2 to 3, tell a lie. Resistance 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So we're always coming back to that resistance 1. Don't drop off the beat, keep those legs moving. Remember, we keep moving the whole time. And we keep pushing through. Yes, Sam, I see you working. I see Sensei working. Okay, resistance 1, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So now we're just gonna race up through your resistances now. By that I mean 30 seconds in resistance 1, 30 seconds in resistance 2, 30 in 1, 30 in 3, 30 in 1, 30 in 4. 10 seconds. Resistance 2, 3, 2, 1. Trying to still hold those 90s. Trying to still hold those 90s. Seconds. Drop it back down to resistance 1. We release it up a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Seconds. Resistance 2. Sorry, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way up there. Resistance 3. So somewhere in those 80s now, team. We're starting to get heavy. We're starting to get very much into that working zone. Legs should be feeling it now. Now we're probably in those 80s right now. 10 seconds, we drop it back down to resistance 1. In 3, 2, 1. Back down to resistance 1. Love that, huge effort. We're back on that pace, we're back on that faster pace. 95 minimum, team. Remember, this is not just a resistance 1 and release. I don't want you to treat this resistance 1 in particular as a rest. We're still pushing on. 10 seconds. Resistance 4. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. All the way up there. Resistance 4. Heavy. Yes, peaceful yogi sensei. We're gonna keep it set down for now. So try to go somewhere between about 65 and 80. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, drop it down to resistance 1 so we can keep those legs moving in that sort of active recovery. Woo. Warm-up complete, how are we doing? Amazing work there, team. We're gonna come into a 9-minute round, sort of active recovery, a 6-minute round, a little bit of active recovery, a 3-minute round. That's what we're going to start with, and then we're going to work in very similar ways, in which you've got 3 blocks. It's going to be 3 blocks of 3 minutes, 3 blocks of 2 minutes, 3 blocks of 1 minute. 9, 6, 1. Very simple. I'm just going to be building our way up. Starting in resistance 1, 3 minutes nice and fast. You go in 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight in, starting with the big one. The 9-minute round. This will be the longest, potentially the longest round of your class. Nice, Sam. So consistency here, consistency on your cadence, consistency on your form. I see some of you like dipping in between yellow and red. That means I know that you're working. I love that. B, Sam. Peaceful Yogi. Super consistent there. Senso as well. Senso, how you doing? Show me a little emoji, come on. Let's see you. There we are. There we are. Come on team, when you start to get tired at any point, and remember, as I keep saying, the point of the first roughly half an hour of this class, you're not meant to feel at your absolute limits. That's a stronger together, that's a fast and fun. It's the consistency throughout this. You should get to the end of this 9-minute round and be able to hold an active recovery. So I want to repeat, it's not easy, but you shouldn't get to the end of the 9-minute round and have to completely pull back. We don't want that. Just keeping consistent. I do compare it, and every time I teach this class, I compare it to a marathon. Even though, as I always say, and as I always like to mention and point out, a 45-minute endurance game Motosumo class, as enjoyable as it is not comparable to an actual marathon. Because they're very different, but it's a similar sort of mindset. 10 seconds, we take it up to resistance 2, and then I'm going to keep speaking. 3, 2, 1, take it up to resistance 2. In a sense, I mean, ooh, that new thing. In a marathon, you wouldn't decide to really push it for half an hour and then pull back. You just want a consistent pace. So in a sense, we're holding a consistent pace. We're just going up different inclines and stuff. Nice, love those numbers, team. The moment it starts to get a little bit testing, in which, you know what, I'm starting to feel it a little bit now. You bring that attention to your breath. And by that I mean, you don't want it to be short. You want to breathe through it. The moment you start to panic, imagine if you were looking at yourself in the mirror right now. And later on, to be honest, it doesn't matter when you're doing those sprints and towards you get the end. But in these sorts of timing, if you find that you're like this so early on in the class, if you look panicked, if you look like you're struggling, your breath will shorten, and then you will start to struggle, and we don't need that. So try and look nice and calm, feel nice and calm. Try not to tense everything up. What's up, Manu? How you doing? Sweet, another. My guy, yes, Manu. Okay, let's come into that next minute, that final minute in resistance 2, and then we come into that resistance 3. Manu, right now we're in resistance 2, holding about 85 to 100. I'm gonna give that rough range there. Stay solid. I see some of you dipping in those numbers. We're still in resistance 2. Okay, 30 seconds. We make that active change. and you're gonna bring that resistance up to that resistance 3. That is when, again, those sudden changes, after such a long time in this resistance 2, means you need to check in with that form, check in with that cadence. You need to settle on a nice number, somewhere between 80 and 90 in 10 seconds. Adding that big chunk of resistance on in 4, 3, 2, 1. Resistance 3. Woo. Okay, we're feeling that now, team. That resistance 3, that power zone always kicks in with the legs, doesn't it? Remember, resistance 3, especially in an endurance game, should be no higher than sort of just above 90. If you're in those high 90s or 100s, that's not resistance 3. There we go, that's what we need. Bit of new song energy in there. Yep. Big up, all right. About to come into that final minute. Numbers looking amazing. I feel like there's still 2 minutes to go. I've got slightly lost in my timing. I'm still convinced we got 2 more minutes. Yeah, we still got 2 minutes. I clicked the wrong button. Regardless, we're going for it. If I've added a minute, I'm sorry. But it makes it either a 9 or a 10 minute. That's still an endurance game. Come on, team. Hey, I'm in the same boat with you. We're getting that extra minute in there. Remember, we do that same thing with that 6 minute round, same thing with that 3 minute round. One minute left. Boom! Over halfway in the class as well. Ticking off this first long round. "40 seconds, we get to drop it down to resistance 1. And you see the numbers you're holding right now? I want you to sort of hold those numbers so we don't get that full recovery. But I'm going to leave you there for about 30 seconds. Good. Look calm, feel calm. Try not to tense up. Hey, I'm doing it. I see myself doing it. Three, 2, 1, resistance 1. Woo! Bang. 6 minute round. 2 in resistance 1, 2 in resistance 2, bang, 2 in resistance 3. We're over halfway in this class. Keep that energy up, team. 6 minutes, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. shorter, we're more fatigued, we're further through the class. And how's this 2-minute one gonna feel? I tell you, that 3-minute one of 1 minute in each, it's gonna fly by. That's gonna feel like a sprint in comparison. Sam B, how we doing? Haven't heard from you two in a while. Come on, chat to the crowd. There we go. I know that you lot ain't shy. Come on. That's it, there we are. Good song as well. One minute down there. B just sort of flirting between those two colours there. Red and yellow. Go on, get in there. Do-do-do. Resistance 2 coming up. About 10 seconds. Four, 3, 2, 1. Resistance 2. Still in that yellow zone. Roughly 85 to 90. No, 85 to 100. I'm gonna give you. But that energy's lifted up. We feeling strong. And as we come close to that final 15 minutes, when it does start to kick in a little bit, with that breathing, you remember what you keep to the forefront of your mind? The aim, the purpose, the focus, the attention. Yeah. Okay. Manny, you've dropped off a little bit there. Peaceful yogi, try not to drop off too much. Try to stay at that sort of 90. This is always this Thursday endurance game class for me, personally, is the last class that I always film, I always do live for Motosumo. So it's like finishing the week. I still work throughout the week, but it's my last Motosumo class. And so like, there's like this lovely energy of like, it's the weekend after this one, even though it's not, even though I've got lots of work to do. There's a nice moment. And I enjoy this one because I've got a certain affinity to like endurance stuff and long races and long rides, and I just love being able to lock into something for a decent amount of time, like churning away. It becomes a mental thing as well. And that's what I get the most out of exercise. Resistance 3, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Kicks in, doesn't it? Breathing through that. Yes, peaceful yogi. How are we doing, team? It's very much that for me at the moment. We're into that last 15 minutes. When it does start to kick in, when it starts to get a little bit harder. And And this is a big tune as well. 45 seconds, staying strong, pushing through this one. "30 seconds. Use the beat. "20 seconds, we jump it down to resistance 1. 30 seconds only, no more. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. How are we doing? 3-minute round, and then we come into pretty much our final 10 minutes team. This has flown by already. We are into that last 15 minutes, and this is where we have to keep working. This is where we have to stay on top of everything. 3-minute round, 1, 2, 3, and resistances, 1 minute each. We go 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Big song to guide us through this. Three, 2, 1. Resistance 2. Keep that energy into this one. Resistance 3, coming up in about 10 seconds. Peaceful Yogi, Sensei Sound B, getting ready. Resistance 3 in 3, 2, 1. Oh, 30 seconds. Resistance 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's keep those legs going. Team, final 10 minutes. Boom. Resistance 4, stand up with me, 2-minute climb, in 3, in 2, in 1, let's go. The only climb you're doing in today's class. The one and only time we're climbing, and the one and only time to really get those legs burning. We got under 10 minutes left. Okay, another 30 seconds there. Then we're gonna drop it down to resistance 2. Just using that music. Using whatever you can, using your goal, using that point of focus. That's what we're using. Here we go, 10 seconds. Keep that going, team. We've got 3, 2, 1. Sit it down. Resistance 2. I'm going to find resistance 1, then find resistance 2. Let's finish it off. 4-minute round. We're just going to start between 90 and 100. This is the last thing you're doing. 4-minute round. 90 to 100. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Every 1 minute, for the first 2 minutes, all you're going to do is just add on a little bit of resistance. So we're working with those small changes. Remember, most of the time in this class, in fact, the only time in this class, we've been working with big block changes. We've been going 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 1, so on and so forth. Now we're going to make little changes. And all you're going to do is hold the number that's on your screen right now. Hold that cadence. 4 minutes. For the first 2 minutes, we just make a change every 1 minute, and then we make a little change every 30 seconds. Do you get what I mean? So this is about to get difficult. This is what we do. Okay, adding a little bit of resistance. In 3, in 2, in 1. There we go. A little bit added. Minute done. 3 minutes to go. So that little change, to be honest team, shouldn't have made much of a difference. But the fact that we did add more, and you still got 3 minutes to go, and we're gonna add even more, well that's where the challenge is. – 20 seconds. We add a little bit again. Then you've got 2 minutes to go. Three, 2, 1. Add a little bit. Okay. This is how it's gonna be. Every 30 seconds. Starting to get tough, eh? Remember, you can add as little or as much as you want, depending on how much you think you can hold on to this. But this is like getting to the end of our race, our marathon, or whatever we're doing, and coming to a hill. 3, 2, 1, and you don't want to You don't want to take away from your pace. You don't want to slow down, you want to hold your pace. You don't need to speed up into it, but it's just getting steeper and steeper. We've got 2 more changes as we come into that final minute in 15 seconds. Adding a little bit again, 3, 2, 1, let's go. One more change. How are we feeling? Starting to get in there. Adding again. 3, 2, 1. God, I added a bit too much. Hold it. I'm like, what is this hill I'm climbing up right now? 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Motosumo. Wow. Well done. Superb work. Breathe. Relax. Take those deep breaths in. Because we made it. Take your resistance down, and as we know, for those that have done my class before, and which I think you all have, we don't rush off now, we don't stretch straight away. We use this moment to breathe, to relax, to reset yourself, to keep having that inspiration, your focus at the forefront of your mind. And think, did you hold it there? Was it useful? If it wasn't, why wasn't it useful? It's just sort of reflecting. Nothing's negative. We did the class, that's a positive. It was a great class, that's another positive. You lot were amazing. It's always good to reflect on those little things as well. As your breath becomes longer and deeper and your heart rate slows down, start to roll those shoulders back for me. Both forwards and backwards. Leaning your head up to one side. And then to the other. And in. For a minute, take a final big deep breath in. Hold it. And breathe it out. Stand up there, team. It's quite inspirational stretching music, isn't it? Little wiggle out into that. Getting deep into that sort of hip, not hip flexor, calf, ankle. Little wiggle out into that. Spin your legs around the other way. Let's get into that. Nice, 3, 2, 1. Arms in front. You're gonna open up your back. Wiggles into that. Then you can take your arms up, over to one side. To the other side. From there, we come round into your center, where you're done. Thank you so much, team, for joining me. And that's an amazing session here at Motosumo. That was gonna be your 45-minute endurance game. That was a decent one, a sweaty one. But as always, to the team, thank you for joining me. Sending all my love to you. Make sure you find us on social media. Make sure you check out our premium service and have an amazing rest of your day, evening, whenever you're doing this. Peace out.